a great night for basketball as Osseo and Maple Grove meet in a girls and boys varsity doubleheader. From Maple Grove High School, John Jacobson and Ryan Iverson here to do the girls game at 5:30 on this Friday night. And Ryan, second meeting between these teams last month at Osseo, overtime game. We expect another tight game tonight with first place on the line in the Northwest Suburban Conference's West Division.
Well, anytime you have a rivalry game, John, you throw records and all that out the window. But when you have a rivalry game with a conference championship maybe at stake, coming off of an overtime game between these two girls teams the last time they met, I expect nothing different than tonight. I expect two really competitive, fun environment, really good games.
Osseo was in first place, Ryan, just a week ago, but they've had back-to-back losses to Anoka and Andover. That's dropped them a game behind the Crimson and Park Center.
Yeah, and you know what? You're going to go through those stretches throughout a year. Dropping two in a row, that's unusual for Osseo, but now you get a great chance to regroup yourself on the road against Maple Grove, a team and a coach that they've played an awful lot against, and there's no better way to get back on track than winning a big one on the road and also putting yourself atop the conference championship.
Maple Grove's had a good season. I think they weren't sure exactly what they'd have coming into the season. They had 3 seniors with varsity experience, but really nobody else, and they have come through, had a great year, with a chance to win the conference championship with tonight. They got 2 games left after this one, but certainly a good position for the Crimson this late in the season.
They're 13-3 in conference play. They play their own style. They have great talent. They're not an up and down team, but they execute very well. Coach Cook has them playing very well. They know what they can do. They know their limitations. And coming into tonight, John, I think they had 30-something turnovers in the first game against Osseo. They know Osseo is going to pressure them. They want to get the pace up and down. Maple Grove has to take care of the ball. If they do that and they execute in the half court, they're going to have a great chance to win tonight.
That is Osseo's game, though, isn't it? Really pressing people, creating turnovers, and getting transition fast break baskets.
Well, KIARA Russell, we could talk the whole pregame about her and how talented she is. She's a great scorer. She's a great passer. But what really impresses me about her is her defense. She gambles. She takes, almost 5 steals per game, and she's aggressive. They play the passing lanes. And what they do too, John, is not only they get turnovers, but they turn it into points. So that's where you really got to take care of the ball. Know that Osseo, that's what feeds their offense. That's how they get their rhythm going. So taking care of the ball, 4 or 5 passes in half court, getting good shots, that's going to be key for Maple Grove.
Let's look at our key players, starting with the visitors tonight. MIKAYLA HOMOLA is coming off a concussion, but back in the starting lineup tonight for the Orioles.
She's such a wild card for this team. She's the only other player besides KIARA Russell averaging in double figures. She's a tremendous 3-point shooter. She also averages just under 2 steals, so she plays that up and down game. But she feeds off KIARA Russell. She's kind of that wild card. She'll take some questionable shots that I'm sure as a coach you worry about, but then she makes them too. So having her back, again, the last couple weeks battling a concussion, that's always a scary thing in high school. It sounds like she's got all her feeling back. She's feeling clear-headed. And I think her tonight on the road making big threes, kind of dagger, momentum plays, if you will, can be critical.
And for Maple Grove, a senior, MADDIE THARP, who's really had an outstanding season.
Well, she's a lead rebounder, second leading scorer. We were talking to Coach Cook before the game, and he said her level from the last 2 years to this year is no different. I mean, just unbelievable level. She had a great game playing against Osseo in the first time around. She's going to have another one. I think they need her in that 15, 16-point range just to keep pace scoring-wise with Osseo.
We are almost full at Maple Grove already, and we're not even 15 minutes before this game. And then the boys' game yet to follow between Osseo and Maple Grove. We'll take a break and come back and tip this one off. Osseo Maple Grove girls basketball next on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv. your local source.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
Big crowd on hand already tonight at Maple Grove for the first of two games between Osseo and Maple Grove. The girls up first, and then the boys to follow at approximately 7:30. Both games live here on this Friday night on Channel 12. Jay Wilcox will be along with Ryan Iverson for Game 2. And Ryan, as we mentioned, we did this game a month ago, 5 weeks ago actually tonight. A lot of turnovers in that game from Maple Grove, which is one thing Coach Cook was concerned about tonight, needing to cut down against the Orioles.
Yeah, and it kind of goes with pace too, John, right? Osseo's up and down. They'll take quick shots. They'll take perimeter shots. And you get caught up in that, especially if you get down early. If Osseo gets a lead, then you feel, almost compelled to play at that pace, and that's not Maple Grove's game. They did a really nice job. A lot of people maybe don't remember, they had a chance to win in that last possession. They kept the score in the high 40s, so I think they got to duplicate a lot of that same stuff here tonight.
We'll take a break and come back with the tip-off of this one. Osseo Maple Grove basketball next on Channel 12.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We're moments away from tip-off. Osseo Maple Grove girls basketball tonight on Channel 12. The Orioles 17-6 overall, 12-4 in Northwest Suburban Conference. Maple Grove 15-8. They are 13-3 in conference games. Let's look at the starting lineups for each of these teams. For the Osseo Orioles, Azaria Reed, a 5'10" junior, is at forward. Kate Klein, a 6'1" senior, is the center. And their guards, Ari Jones, a 5'5" senior. KIARA Russell, 5'8" senior. And MIKAYLA HOMOLA, a 5'7" junior. For the Maple Grove Crimson, forwards, Autumn Molinar, 5'11" and sophomore. MADDIE THARP, 6'3" senior. Allie Schmidt, a 5'11" senior. The guards, Kenzie Barta, 5'9" senior, and Kylie Binstock, 5'7" player and a good player and leads the team in assists. Binstock, a senior, one of the captains for this team, has had a good season complimenting Barta in the backcourt.
Yeah, and she's going to have a big game tonight, just handling the pressure, getting them in the flow of their offense without turning it over. You know, that's the thing. If they cut, 34 turnovers that first game, imagine, John, and they lost by 2. Imagine cutting those in half, having 17 more possessions. You think where that score could be. So the last couple of days, Coach Cook talked about we're taking care of the ball. The other thing I thought was interesting, too, is they actually piped in some crowd noise during practice yesterday just to kind of anticipate the energy and the atmosphere. You don't hear that a lot in high school, but you hear that in the NFL, practicing playing on the road. But that's what kind of crowd and energy we have going here tonight.
Well, they had a big crowd last month at Osseo, but this is a smaller gym. The ceiling's a little lower. The sound doesn't dissipate as much as it does at Osseo, even though it was loud there. It's going to be louder here tonight for both games.
I remember Hopkins and Minnetonka's old gyms before they made those, and they were those small, and you probably had, 800 people, 900 people at those games, but they were so loud, and that's how you feel in here. And you got, passionate fan bases, and like I always say, when these two teams meet, it's personal, right? These guys know each other, girls and boys. They play against each other. It's their measuring stick. A lot of them have a choice too. Do they go to Osseo or Maple Grove? So it's a little personal, and that makes it a lot of fun. There's no better rivalry right now, at least in this area, than this Osseo Maple Grove. And it also helps when they're both good too.
Boys game to follow. It'll probably start a little later than 7:30 with this one tipping off late. The JV game ran late, so we're at 5:43 right now, and scheduled a 5:30 tip-off. There's a look at Jen Mullen, first year as head coach here at Osseo, looking to get them to play a little more inspired. So they came out a little flat the last couple of games, but that certainly won't be the case tonight against their rivals.
Well, and you look, they're on a 2-game losing streak, losing to Anoka, who is no slouch by any means. But Andover, not that they're not a good team, but that's a team that Osseo should be able to handle most times. She said they came out flat. She said Andover just shot the lights out of the basketball. So tonight I expect high energy. I expect a high level of play. Sometimes as a coach, it's good when your team's coming off 2 losses. You have their attention in practice, and they're going to be geared up and fired up to start the game here tonight.
THARP on Reed on the opening tap, and it's controlled by Ari Jones and Osseo with their first possession. HOMOLA into the front court for the Orioles in the white with the orange trim, the crimson, and the black homes with the crimson gold trim. Line out of the wing, out top to Jones. And HOMOLA will reset up near the midcourt line. And intercepted an early steal for Maple Grove by Molinar. And she'll take it all the way herself. A little too strong on the shot, ball on the floor. And we get a help ball.
I like Malinard taking it all the way to the basket there. Did a nice job avoiding, the charge on the play, and they get a jump ball out of it. So still their possession.
Inbound here by Binstock. And into Barta. THARP, good perimeter shooter, Ryan. We saw that last month. It's some big threes against Osseo. But Reed really pounding her tenaciously on this first possession.
Well, the matchup I'm most looking forward to are the two number 15s right there. You're seeing THARP being defended by Azaria Reed, and there's a turnover. That's not a good sign for Maple Grove, having that early turnover to start on their first possession. But Azaria Reed, her scoring is down a little bit. I think her rebounding is down, but she is still a very capable player and athletic too for a forward.
Jones open free from the corner. It's good. First points of the game. Ari Jones, the senior point guard.
Well, we saw her the first time there. She was just coming off her injury, still getting her legs underneath her. I think Osseo, if they can get her back fully to the point where she was playing last year, that's such a plus for this offense. You can see her knock down a big shot to start the game.
Binstock off from MOLINE now, holding out top. And tipped away by Russell. KIARA Russell, as Ryan mentioned, the pregame average is about 5 steals per game. Picks that one clean and scores.
So Coach Cook said we got to limit turnovers. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers turned into 5 points. Anytime that you have KIARA Russell on you, you've got to beware of her hands. She's so quick and she wants that ball.
Schmidt, now it's Binstock with the ball. In her paint, spins. Picked up her dribble, and Schmidt goes back door, up and in.
Nice job by Binstock, holding her dribble, keeping her head up. That's how you got to attack the Orioles on defense. They overplay the passing lanes. Back doors are going to be there. And even if they're not, John, you soften them up a little bit. It softens that pressure up. But a nice early back door, and Allie Schmidt gets on the board for the Crimson.
Reed, three-point tries off the mark and out of bounds. Maple Grove basketball.
We've seen Azaria Reed knock that shot down. She is a very capable shooter. I'd like to see Osseo get her the ball in that high post, that elbow area where she can back her down, back her defender down, use her size combined with her speed. That's where she's really efficient, really effective.
So 5-2 Osseo, Crimson with the basketball. Get on the block, Schmidt, and then back out with the pass. THARP, three-pointer to try to tie it up. Off the mark, Malinard gets the rebound. Offensive board for the Crimson. And a push in the paint. I believe as THARP was coming down trying to get her offensive position, Reed picks up the foul.
And I'd say too, Maple Grove, the one advantage they do have is size. You can see Malinard's 5'11". They got, across the board 5'10", 6'3", 5'9", so they got good size. So attacking the offensive glass, and that's what it can lead to, a second possession and a knockdown three by Kenzie Barta, the leading scorer for the Crimson.
And we are tied at 5. Jones already hit one from this spot. This time missed. Fouls her own rebound, though, her own shot. Gets the rebound. Off to HOMOLA. Twisting shot blocked by THARP out of bounds.
Well, for all you youngsters out there, you always hear your coaches say, follow your shot. And there, Ari Jones did a great job collecting her own rebound. And I love, KIARA Russell got that shot blocked on. How great is she with both her left and her right hand? She's a left-handed player, but she can finish as well with her right hand. She's so crafty getting down to the basket.
HOMOLA to Russell. And back to HOMOLA. Deep three from her. Back iron, not good. Ball chipped by Schmidt into the hands of THARP. Ahead to Malinard for the layup.
Well, and I always say it too, sometimes teams that like to get up and down, they don't like it when you get up and down against them. And that time, a nice job, head up, getting an easy transition basket.
Reed missing on the three. Schmidt front court and stolen by Jones. Stepped in front of Binstock. Russell front court for Osseo. Now will drive, pull up from 14. Way off the mark, rebounded by THARP. Crimson with the last 7 points after Osseo had started with a 5-0 lead. Off the hands of THARP. Wasn't anticipating the pass from Barta, and it's out of bounds.
And those turnovers are the ones that really hurt you. And as a coach, they drive you nuts because that time there was no pressure. It was just a simple outlet pass to the wing there. Just miscommunication by the two seniors, Barta and THARP. And that's where Maple Grove's got a little momentum now. They've scored 7 unanswered points. Getting another possession, getting another shot, trying to take advantage of maybe some early transition points for them. They got to take advantage of that.
Lolande Agumbiati, excuse me, in at the last whistle along with Lamea and Tutley for the Orioles. 13:30 to go, first half. And Tutley lost the ball in the lane. It went off of THARP, turnover Osseo. And then Schmidt loses her dribble and HOMOLA picks it off. She'll press it ahead for Osseo. Blocked from behind by THARP, her second block. Binstock pulls it up and gives it to THARP.
That little thing that Binstock just did, even though that didn't translate into a bucket, see how she backed the pace off, able to keep her head up, saw that a trap was coming. That was a very heads-up play, and a play that they weren't making in that first game. Nice job there by the senior Kylie Binstock.
Another offensive rebound for Maple Grove. Gets another chance in this possession, and THARP is fouled. Going to the bucket, and she'll go to the line for 2.
And I think, too, Maple Grove, John, when Maddie Tharp's aggressive like that, earlier in the year, even last year as a junior, she wouldn't have taken that ball, felt comfortable getting all the way to the basket like that. When she's that second player that's really putting pressure on the defense, I think Maple Grove becomes so much more difficult to defend. And Kenzie Barta, obviously, you have to always have an awareness of where she is. But I think that second player that can score is so imperative for Maple Grove. And Maddie Tharp doing a nice job.
Nina Port in for Osseo down, number 22. Tharp gets 1 out of 2 on the free throws. Jones to Port. Gumbiati, and then gives up the pass to Port. Now Port starts a drive, pulls up through 17, a little strong, rebounded by Moline. Will bring it into the front court. And missed on the pass. Airmailed it past Binstock, and Mark Cook saying to Kylie, hey, take your time, make a smart pass.
Yeah, a smart pass. There's no reason to make that pass. If you're worried about that pass not getting there, keep your dribble. Pick up your dribble, pivot, find the easy pass. Those are the turnovers that you can't have against Osseo. But I tell you what, Maple Grove's defense doing a very nice job. They're slowing Osseo down. Everything coming from the perimeter too, John. And that's difficult to do, especially with Azaria Reed and KIARA Russell.
Reed off bounds, but traveled before the shot. Sarah Limade in at that last whistle for Maple Grove, and now for the Crimson comes LAURYN Moline, a 5'9" sophomore.
Osseo gets so many easy baskets in the course of a game. They drive, they backdoor, they attack, they get wide open jump shots. Maple Grove really doing a nice job there. You can see the second level of defense in Maddie Tharp. They're trying to take a charge, and it forced a turnover. Very nice defense.
Hard out on the left wing. 3-pointer for Moline. Not good, and the rebound taken down by Jones. And steal by Barta, intercepting the pass from Port. Crimson back front court. Open, Binstock, baseline, up and in for 2. First basket for the senior.
Nice pace on that break, right? They pushed it. They weren't out of control. They made 2 easy passes, and Binstock really having a nice year handling the ball. That time knocks down a jump shot.
Jones traveled after taking the pass from Tutley. Another Osseo turnover.
And it does it, we talked to Coach Moen before the game. She said, we've just been lethargic, haven't we? And it kind of seems like that a little bit. Osseo's energy, the normal pace that they play at, just seems to be a little bit off here early in the game. You can see foot just barely on the line. Richard Patino would hate that shot. Or his dad, Rick, said that's the worst shot in basketball. I love it. You don't matter where your feet are. Knock down the open jumper. Beautiful offense.
Tharp is 3. Good. Maddie Tharp with the first 3-pointer for her today. Barta has a 3. Maple Grove all over Osseo here early, and they get another steal. Here's Moline. They're feeling it right now, Ryan. Tharp, another 3-point try. It's good! Timeout Osseo, a 16-0 run for Maple Grove.
How about that? 5-0 to start the game. How do you respond? You go 16-0 to take an 11-point lead. And that's when it's fun. And these girls love it. Look at the crowd getting behind them. And Maddie Tharp, it's so funny, isn't it? I mean, some of these coaches, they're almost pathetic in how they talk. Maddie THARP has played at a different level this year. She's the reason we were in that game the first time we played Osseo. And how about now, coming off to a great start, 7 points. We've seen her create a couple of turnovers on defense too. She's had a great game, 7 early points. This is fun. Look at that crowd just jacked up for girls basketball too.
I've been over this gym a couple times. First time we've been here for TV since they added that end section that happened in the off season and added space for another, I guess I don't know how many, 500 kids, people, presumably if you jam them all in there.
And even though it's more room, it seems like it's even closer on the court, so it's just a great atmosphere. You know, these are the things when you're in high school, you think they're going to last forever. But these kind of events where your whole schools and your cities are passionate for you and cheering for you, I mean, there's nothing better in the whole world.
Reed missed on the shot. Port over the back commits the foul.
I couldn't see who was boxing her out, but that was a great job boxing out. Port, just like her older sister, they're relentless. They just attack the offensive glass. And I think it might have been Maddie THARP that had the box out too. Just an excellent job. Maple Grove so far, you take out about 4 or 5 of the turnovers, really off to a great start.
HOMOLA knocking it out of bounds. Full court press supplied here by Osseo.
So this is the critical part. Now Osseo is a little desperate now. They're going to try to pick up the pace, picking up full court. Maple Grove feeling comfortable. Got to take care of the ball. I'm sure they've worked against full court pressure. Making good passes, not rushing, taking care of the basketball is going to be critical.
Barta gets it to the front court to Binstock. Back out to THARP. And a foul, a little too aggressive is Aria Reed. That'll be her second.
Yep.
14th foul on Osseo, none on Maple Grove yet, and then 2 personal fouls on Reed. So she's going to come out. In Tutway back in for Maple Grove. Allie Schmidt back in, and Jordan Quayle, in for the first time today.
Azaria Reed getting out of the game, that's huge. That's a big loss for the Orioles. You know, 8 points, 7.5 rebounds, but she's that athletic forward. She's able to get up and down, and it's someone that Maple Grove really has to work to defend.
Well, they get Moline for an offensive foul here. So look at Mark Cook, who didn't like that call. 11th year head coach for the Crimson.
I have to agree with Coach Cook on that one. I didn't see any extension of that arm. That looked like there was contact on the dribble, but generally that's going to be given against the defense. Instead, they called that an offensive foul. You know, a little different too. Last time we saw Kenzie Barta match up against KIARA Russell. This time we're seeing Kylie Binstock get the assignment. She's a little shorter, a little bit more athletic, quicker, and I kind of like that idea of matching up against the great KIARA Russell.
Now Russell trying to go in, and Binstock gets a little help. THARP dropped down. Russell had to back out. Osseo's not shot the ball well either, Ryan. They turned the ball over, haven't shot well. A lot of things going against them early. HOMOLA had stripped away from her, and then Russell takes it back from Qualley. Numbers here for Osseo. Russell missing. Ball battled for, picked up by HOMOLA. Her shot off the glass, up and in.
Such a turn of events. It looked like it was going to be a fast break for 2 easy points for Maple Grove, and just like that, KIARA Russell steals it right back, puts it up, and a nice job by HOMOLA getting the rebound and finishing.
Qualley pressured, and we'll get a foul. It's going to go again against Maple Grove. This will go against Schmidt. Now that scramble a moment ago at the other end. Osseo able to keep the ball alive, and HOMOLA able to get it up and in.
And an important basket. That was the end of the 16-0 run by Maple Grove. You know, and sometimes too, when things are a little stagnant, you get a nice lucky break, the ball bounces to you, you're able to get a nice easy shot to kind of change the whole tide of your offense.
And Tutway drove and then dribbled it off her leg out of bounds. Turnover, it's Maple Grove ball. Moline into Schmidt. And Schmidt will get it into the front court. Hands off for Qualley. And into the corner. Driving is Moline. Baseline. Tough shot. Get helped out on a foul call against Tutway.
Well, that's
he didn't have anywhere to go with that.
No, and that's, you know, I'd like to see the replay of that. It looked like Untitled had her hands straight up. But you know what, a heads-up play by MOLINE, just driving in, knowing she was going to probably draw some contact and get to the free throw line. You know, and I think, too, Maple Grove, being that scoring has been an issue, right? They're not, if you have to score 70 points, they're probably not going to be able to match that. But having 3 or 4 girls come out being aggressive and making plays, that's a really big confidence booster, not only individually for MOLINE as a sophomore coming in, but they just become that much harder to guard, and it's going to open up stuff for Kenzie Barta and MADDIE THARP later in the game as well.
So MOLINE hits both, and it's 18-7 now, Maple Grove. Molinar and Barta back in for the Crimson. HOMOLA off the court. And back out to Jones. Tuck right to court. Skip pass across HOMOLA and knocked away by Molinar.
You know what I love Maple Grove, they're sagging off their guys. You're seeing 4 or 5 girls, black jerseys, with a foot in that lane, so it's almost like a wall. And as a person that likes to drive, you're trying to beat your guy, all you see is black jerseys behind him. It deters you from trying to drive, and it becomes a hard defense to go against.
A foul against Osseo. Away from the ball on Port. That's her second foul.
You know, and she's in the game right now playing for Azaria Reed, so you got that kind of that athletic 4 spot, both with 2 fouls, and both really important pieces to the Orioles.
16 fouls, and Maple Grove in the bonus the rest of the way here. Barr picks up her dribble off to Barta. A foul on the HOMOLA, a little push on the drive, and they're calling some of those hand checks pretty close tonight, or some of that hand work on both sides, on offense and defense.
What do we always say, John? You got to adjust to it, right? And you know, and this is where Maple Grove now being in the bonus, you're putting a very good free throw shooter on the line, you know, 30 feet away from the basket. This is where Osseo now, who likes to get up, likes to pressure, you know, really get up on the ball handler. This is where they're going to have to make an adjustment and not pick up fouls. Otherwise, Maple Grove will live at the free throw line, where they are a very good free throw shooting team. And you can see, you see that left arm right there by HOMOLA extended. I mean, that's what they call hand checks in the NBA. That in high school, I would like to see that just be a no call, but it is what it is, and turned into 2 points. And you get a shooter, Kenzie Barta, at the free throw line, seeing the ball go in twice. Now she's going to have a little bit of a rhythm as well.
Biggest lead of the game now, 13 points. Another foul away from the ball. This one will be on the Crimson. And it'll be on THARP. Oh, no, excuse me, Barta, not THARP. Pick up her foul, first foul, and a 13th foul on the Crimson.
Sometimes in these big games, referees think that they are becoming that people are, they're the main attraction. Sometimes you just got to let them play a little bit. It's okay to have some physicality, setting screens, a little hand check. That stuff's okay. I'd like to see the referees allow both these teams to play a little bit more. Something that
not necessarily is affecting the play. If you feel too much, let it go. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Drive by Russell, trying to get her team going. She's strong and rebounded by THARP, whipping her elbows around, keeping Osseo clear, and now it's Barta into the front court.
The difference is Russell normally gets all the way to the rim on those kind of drives. Instead, she's having to settle in for those little 8-foot floaters over tall defenders, so she's not getting clean looks. Excellent defense.
Schmidt, her first look at it offensively tonight. Too strong. Offensive rebound, though, for the Crimson. Good job pulling that down and giving their team another chance. And Schmidt able to knock down a 2. So good offensive board. And then the basket by Schmidt.
Well, don't forget about Allie Schmidt. She's that third leading scorer, averaging 8.2 points per game. She gets a lot of her work in closer to the basket, but showing a really nice jump shot. And you know what made that play was it was all hustle, all offensive rebound, and giving Maple Grove a second opportunity there, and they take advantage of it.
Well, they got the offensive rebound to set that up. HOMOLA missing. Foul underneath. Looks like it'll be on Osseo. It'll be a 1-and-1.
I think they got number 12, Liz Cronin, on the foul.
Well, these fouls piling up. And, you know, Maple Grove was able to take advantage like Barta did a couple trips ago, you know, cashing in at the free throws, Ryan. What a difference that makes on the scoreboard. Well, this time they're not able to cash in. Schmidt misses the front end of the 1-on-1.
You know what else it does too, John, besides the points advantage, is it slows the game down. It allows Maple Grove to rest, get their defense set up, and it just slows that pace that Osseo likes to play.
Jones strips it away from Molina. Back ahead. Russell, the basket, gets fouled. We'll go to the line for two. KIARA Russell wasn't going to be denied there, and she'll try to cash in at the free throw line. Free throw up and way short for Russell.
Yeah, that's pretty uncharacteristic, huh? You don't see that too often.
Second one from Russell is good. 3 points for her, but for the night, Osseo just 8 points, Ryan. We're just over 5 minutes to play here in the half. Barta from the outside hits on a three.
Great spacing that time and a nice pass. Kylie Binstock in the corner, skip passes. That ball didn't hang in the air either. It was a nice solid pass. And Kenzie Barta is a phenomenal shooter, able to get her feet set, step right into it. You couldn't have drawn up a better start for the Crimson here in this big rivalry game.
25-8 Crimson. Another foul away from the ball. This will be on in Tutway. The last basket.
See that skip pass? Nice job. And actually, Barta might have gotten away with a little travel right there. Her feet shuffled a little bit as she got set, but able to knock it down. And, you know, really, you couldn't ask for a better start. Maple Grove, I think, offensively is phenomenal, but more than that, defensively, the way they've packed it in, making Osseo really work to get shots. KIARA Russell unable to get to the basket, get clean looks. So really a nice job defensively, too, by Maple Grove.
So Barta will bring it up court here as we go down to 4.5 minutes to play here in the opening half of play. Binstock across to THARP. Barta back to THARP.
And you know what else too, John? When you have the lead, you see how confident Maple Grove looks in their passes. You know how early in the game there's a timeout by Maple Grove. When they had those turnovers, and even in the first time we met, you could tell they were bothered by pressure. They were nervous. Here, now that you jump out to a 17-point lead, you believe in yourself. Now they're handling that pressure. They're ball faking. Really just nice in control of their offense. And Osseo's got to figure out, they've gone to a zone defense here. I think Osseo in this timeout needs to figure out a way to get their pressure amped up, try to get a couple of turnovers, maybe a couple of quick buckets, get that momentum back on their side here before halftime.
Reminder again, Osseo Maple Grove boys to follow here on this Friday night on Channel 12 live at approximately 7:30. Orioles trying to finish the regular season unbeaten, Ryan. 25-0 coming into tonight against 22-3 Maple Grove.
It's just unbelievable. And, you know, I don't think anybody before the season saw that happen. I think everyone knows Coach Tyson at Osseo is a phenomenal coach, know that they had some good athletes and good players, but to go undefeated throughout the year, that's such a hard thing to do. And, I mean, just hats out to. I expect that to be an absolute battle as well.
They've had some close games, Ryan, but they have had a lot of games where they've won by 25 or more points. They've blown out a number of teams this year. I
was reading today online that they have the biggest winning margin in the whole state.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
You know, and they've had a couple of nail biters, but for the most part, yeah, their offense and defensive efficiency are both #1 in the state of Minnesota in the big class. So they do it on both ends, and they just come at waves at you. They got good depth, great balance. They got 6 players averaging over 8 points. So just a really fun basketball team. And of course, Maple Grove, when they play well, they're capable of beating anyone in the state as well.
Barta comes around. She'll drive to the basket, missed on the shot, and rebounded by Cronin. Lead pass ahead. Here's Russell. Blocked, no foul by THARP. That's 2 now on Maddie THARP. You could see that one coming, too. In my head, I'm like, no, should you let her go, give her the layup, and not pick up that second foul and try to get the clean block?
We'll see her. And a nice job by KIARA Russell attacking the basket. Ooh.
Yeah, she seemed like she swatted mostly ball, but got maybe a little bit with the body. Got the ball with her hand. Russell comes up short on the first free throw.
It's a smart play as far as you not giving up a layup and you're forcing, KIARA Russell to go back to the free throw line, but it's not a smart play because now she's got 2 fouls. She's probably going to be sitting the rest of the half.
Limata is back in, so Russell again 1 out of 2 from the foul line. She's 2 of 4 from the line tonight. The only one that's gone to the free throw line so far for Osseo.
And Osseo's playing this 1-2-2 zone defense. And I think Maple Grove will just be content throwing the ball around, taking some time off the clock, but you can't have those passes that hang in the air because Osseo, they're going to play those passing lanes. They want to get a steal, get out in transition.
Schmidt. Ball tipped, and there's a steal. HOMOLA with it. Takes it and is fouled by Barta.
Wow.
Barta thought she had a lot of basketball in that
I think she did, John. That's frustrating as a player. And it all starts here with just another transition play off of a turnover. And again, HOMOLA does a nice job attacking the basket. But what I don't like about that is the angle from the referee from the opposite side of the floor that makes that call. There's a referee right on the ball there that should make that call, if any. But they're going both ways. I guess as a coach and as a player, all you ask for is that it's consistent on both sides.
So HOMOLA able to cash in, knocks down 2 free throws. Now she's trying to chip away at that lead here before halftime. It's down to 14 now. It was 17. Open is Binstock in the wing. She'll drive, then dishes off. Schmidt in trouble, gets tied up by Russell. Possession here, gets it to Osseo, and it's in effect a turnover for Maple Grove.
Yeah, the last 3 possessions, John, turnovers, right? Turnovers, and Osseo in the last time able to capitalize. So that's what they got to do. You can't get 14 points in 1 possession. You got to knock 2, 3, 4 defensive stops in a row. That's what you do in practice. You'll have your first team play against the scout team, and hey, we need 5 stops in a row. And it's just for a situation like this. We got to get back in the game. We need stops.
Barta has stayed in the game with 2 fouls. Coach Mark Cook feeling needs his floor leader out there. 3-point try is good for Russell.
Great defense, better offense. There's nothing you can do. You've got to respect her drive. She's so quick, and she does that little step back and then able to have that high release, gets it to go in. That's just great offense.
Schmidt to the basket, and that comes off. Ball tipped, Schmidt gets it, zips it back out to Barta, to Binstock, and back to Barta.
Yeah, that's where I'd like to see Barta take about 2 steps forward, so when she catches that, she's in a position to maybe shoot that 3. She's such a good shooter.
Binstock double teamed on the sideline.
Oh.
And it stepped out of bounds.
See, like, to me, that looked like a foul, right? I mean, that looked like there was contact on that. But hey, Osseo strung together now 4 straight stops with a turnover, and they've been able to capitalize, scoring 5 unanswered points.
We're down to 2 minutes to play in the first half. Osseo scored the first 5 points. Maple Grove, the next 16. They've had a double-digit lead since, but now it's down to 11 after it was at 17. HOMOLA to Cronin, and then back out. HOMOLA will put it on the floor, back out. Cronin, left baseline, and rims out. Rebounded by Limata. And Barta will bring it up front with a minute and a half to go. MOLINE bothered by pressure from HOMOLA, gets it back out. Binstock to Barta. MOLINE, bounce pass, Limata. Back out top. Barta picks up her dribble. Cross for Molinar. Molinar will take it to the basket. Too strong and off of Schmidt, out of bounds. Another empty possession for Maple Grove. Worked some clock there, but again, no points, Ryan.
Yep, 5 possessions in a row. And, you know, that's the goal. It's 11 points, you're a minute left. If you're Osseo, hey, can we get this under 10 points? Go into halftime feeling much better about where we're at, rather than when it was 25-8, where you felt like, hey, there's no way we can get back in this game. They've made a nice run here of 6 unanswered points to get it back to 11.
And the 45 seconds here. Now Osseo working some clock. Reed out top, HOMOLA. Oh, a nice little fake, puts it off the glass, missed the shot, and then a Reed shot gets blocked. Scramble for the wall, but the Orioles keep it. We'll see if they hold for one here with 20 seconds to go in the half. HOMOLA out high for Russell. Under 15 to go. HOMOLA, catch and shoot three, comes out. Schmidt trying to chase it down. It's out of bounds off Osseo with 5.7 seconds to play. Oh, the steal and the basket by HOMOLA. And that's the final basket of the half. Boy, a critical turnover for Maple Grove in the final seconds. And Osseo gets some momentum, an 8-0 run to close out the first half to make it a 25-16 game as we go to break. Good crowd on hand here tonight. Ryan Iverson has made his way down to courtside. He is going to chat with each of those coaches here at halftime. Mark Cook in a few minutes. First, he's standing by right now with Jen Moen.
Hi, thanks, John. Coach, 25-8. You guys made a heck of a run there to get back into this game. How big were the last couple minutes?
Last couple minutes were good. We finally started playing the way we know we can play. We just got to get the tempo. I think we had some nerves at the beginning, and Maple Grove stepped up and hit some big shots, and now we got to make our run as well. You switched to that 1-2-2 zone, and that's when you string together 6 different stops. I mean, was it zone related, you think, or just more intensity? You know, I think it goes together. I think we put that zone in, and my kids really like playing that, and they believe in it, and so I think it leads to some stops for us. Last question, too. A referee's calling it very tight. A lot of fouls called. How do you adjust to that? What do you tell the kids? Well, you got to adjust to what they're doing. So you got to realize that, I mean, we still got to step out and play tight pressure defense, but you got to know what the calls are going to be, too. What do you guys have to do to win? We got to get the tempo speeded up. Okay. Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right. Back up to you, John.
Thanks very much, Ryan. Thanks to Coach Moen, and we'll hear from Coach Cook of Maple Grove in a few minutes. Time for our halftime break. We'll be back with more live girls basketball. Osseo Maple Grove on Channel 12 after this timeout. In conference game.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
John Jacobson, Ryan Iverson back. And Maple Grove High School 25-16 Crimson lead the Orioles at halftime.
So here's the thing. If you would ask Coach Cook, 25-16, you're winning at half, he'd sign up for it, right?
Right.
But if you preface it by saying you're up 25-8 at one point, it's almost like two different tales, you know?
Let's look at some highlights from that opening half of play. Ari Jones knocking down an early three. Osseo getting the first 5 points in this game, but then it was all Maple Grove for a long stretch of time. Allie Schmidt with the basket there for the Crimson. As they went on a 16-0 run and a steal here for Kenzie Barta. Sets up another Crimson hoop. Kylie Binstock with a long two from the corner.
Maple Grove, I thought, really shot the ball well from the perimeter. There's another three by Maddie THARP, who had a couple of them. You know, turning point, John, was when Maddie picked up that second foul, too, and had to leave the game. That's kind of when the momentum switched back to Osseo's side.
MIKAYLA HOMOLA getting a good second chance basket there for Osseo. Another outside shot that knocked down by Schmidt. One of 4 3-pointers that the Crimson made in the opening half. There's the one from Barta. Again, they had a 17-point lead, but Osseo closing strong. And a step-back three there by KIARA Russell. Tough to defend that, especially when Larson guarding her at 2 fouls. And then there's the big basket right before halftime. Huge basket for Osseo to get back to within 9 points at the half. There's the top scorers in the game, and that's all of the points actually for Osseo on the left side of the ledger. Barta with 8 points for Maple Grove. THARP with 7 and Schmidt with 4.
Yeah, just a tale really of 2 halves of the first half. That last probably 4 minutes of the first half, Maple Grove, you know, just not taking care of the basketball. Turnovers again. I thought 2 things. One, when Maddie THARP went out with that second foul, and 2, Osseo went to that zone defense. Maple Grove got a little passive, and that's when they started not taking care of the basketball. Nice job by Osseo getting back into this game. You're down 9 at halftime, and you heard Coach Mullen talk about it. We got to get that pace back up, and I would expect them to come out with a little bit more energy and a little bit more pace to start the second half.
We'll take a break and come back with more of our halftime. 25-16, the Crimson lead the Orioles. More girls basketball on 12 Sports after this.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Halftime at Maple Grove, 25-16, the Crimson Girls leading Osseo. Let's go back to courtside. Ryan Iverson with Mark Cook.
Coach, I think that loud cheering is when you came down the aisle and they got a chance to see you. If I would have told you you'd be up at half by 9, what would you have said?
Sign me up. You know, they're a good team. They're a really good team. I like the way we're playing defense right now. We got to execute better against their zone.
Yeah, adjusting to the fouls, too, the way the referees are calling. Is that something you talked about at half?
Yeah, absolutely. We got to adjust to them. They're not going to adjust to us. But we got to keep attacking and force them to make calls in our favor.
All right, good luck in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, John.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan. For a few moments of Coach Cook's time. We're getting ready for this second half of play. First possession of the half will go to Maple Grove. Binstock, Molinar, THARP, Barta and Schmidt on the floor for them. Reed and Jones, HOMOLA, Klein, and Russell for Osseo. And almost a turnover it is. Over and back on Maple Grove. So a turnover for Osseo, and it's, for Maple Grove, excuse me, on its first possession of the second half. So Ryan, that goes back to the end of the first half. How many turnovers did Maple Grove have in the last several possessions? And they turned it over here in the first possession of the second half. Russell off to Reed, and then back to HOMOLA. Driving, and we'll get a blocking foul on Molinar.
That's the first thing Coach Cook said to me off camera was, we got to take care of the basketball. And right off the timeout, there's a turnover. You know, Maple Grove, this game is such a game of momentum. This is where they got to get that momentum back. You got your great crowd. You're at home. You're up 9. And you're still in control, playing good defense. You heard him talk about his defense. I thought they played great defense. They just got to get more possession.
Reed to the basket. Draws a foul and will go to the line for 2. And that's it. It works to your advantage, too, if you can be aggressive, Ryan. Draw contact like they are, even if it's not a lot of contact. You know the way the game's been calling. We're going to get foul calls, and THARP just picks up her third there.
Oh, it's huge. And this game changed when Maddie THARP went out of the game. You can see Coach Cook going to leave Maddie in the game with that third foul. The other thing, too, is Azari Reed, she's so athletic for her size, for that power forward. That's what Osseo needs from her. Her grabbing the ball, making quick decisions, going right to the rim. And she can get to the rim on almost anybody that's matched up against her.
That was her first point tonight, Ryan.
Yep. Yeah, they need her to get to that 8 to 12 point mark.
THARP up high Molinar. Barta drives baseline, gets blocked by Klein out of bounds. Good job by Keith Klein there. Kept her hands up straight and got the clean block.
And I love that that was a no call. That was good
Right.
defense. Hands were straight. Anytime those hands get extended down, that's an easy call for the referees, but that's great defense.
Barta open three from the top of the key is good.
How big is that? Just to kind of stem the tide a little bit, get your crowd back into it, you extend the lead. Just a really nice shot. Maybe that's why she didn't score on the two. She knew she was going to get it out of the inbound play and bury the three.
Third three-pointer for her, fifth for the Maple Grove team. Osseo tonight with 2 3-pointers. 11-point margin here early in the second half. Maple Grove looking for the season split and to hold at least a tie of first place in the Northwest Suburban Conference's West Division. Mola back out, Jones, Reed, and her ball stolen by Binstock. Barta front court for the Crimson.
Smart play by Barta there, not to force that. She just hit a three. A lot of players would be tempted to take maybe a quick shot there. She made a really heads-up play, slowing it down, taking some more time off the clock.
Clark for Schmidt, who scores.
Allie Schmidt's had a really nice game tonight. She's got 6 points and really that inside threat against a bigger defender and Keith Klein. She just went right at her, used her shoulder to get leverage, able to get it off the board, and a quick timeout here by Coach Mullen. I want you to watch as a post player, watch this. You're gonna see Schmidt, right here, she catches it. See how she went low into the center of gravity on Kate Klein, a bigger defender who's got a long reach. She took that reach out of it and able to just to extend with her right hand. Beautiful post move. And Maple Grove maybe out of that funk a little bit. I think it goes back to having MADDIE THARP on the floor, that second scorer where you can't sag off of her, you can't leave her, and it just opens up things for everyone else. When MADDIE THARP was on the floor in the first half, Maple Grove's offense was in great rhythm.
Now I like that Coach Cook left her in after she got that third foul early. A lot of times the reaction is, oh, third foul, got to get her out, or whoever, boy or girl, and she stays on the floor.
And the other thing they did too, which is smart, is they moved her. She's guarding Kate Klein now instead of guarding Azaria Reed. Probably for that very reason, so she doesn't pick up that fourth foul.
Klein back out, Russell for three, comes up short. HOMOLA with it, off the glass, that won't go. Loose ball came to Jones. So another try at it here for the Orioles. HOMOLA trying to drive on MOLINE. Sophomore cuts her off. Pass in goes to Klein, back out, nice little in and out. HOMOLA to the basket, short on the shot. Ball stripped away and finally pulled out by THARP. Here is Barta. Front court pass, MOLINE is open and scores.
Well, that time Maple Grove, that's a controlled pace, right? It wasn't hectic or chaotic or out of control. Players had their heads up and able to get MOLINE for an easy bucket. But how about that defense on the other end for Maple Grove?
Reed ends the 7-0 run for Maple Grove with a three.
She knows she didn't give them too much in the first half, a lot of it due to foul trouble. She's come out aggressive, looking for her offense. That's a big plus for the Orioles.
Russell missed on the steal. MOLINE able to protect the ball, gets it back out. THARP missed on the three, rebounded by Russell. Into the front court, gets the pass off for Reed. A little short jumper, short, and THARP trying to get the loose ball, goes after it again. Barta has it, and Jones fouls it from behind.
Well, and actually lucky for Osseo, had that not been a foul, it would have been an easy 2-on-0 down the other way for Maple Grove. But a heads-up play by Barta finds MOLINE in transition. And here's Azaria Reed stepping into a nice three. She's got 5 quick points here in the second half.
Barta the front court with the pass. Binstock and back to Barta. 14:20 to go, second half. Maple Grove has led almost the whole way. 5-0 Osseo and all Maple Grove since. Biggest lead 17. Right now at 12. Ball tipped. There's a steal for Russell. Barta let her go and scores.
And that's that pass, over the top, kind of a lazy pass. It hangs in the air. You got to get rid of that against Osseo, especially when KIARA Russell is playing at the top, where she's a ball hawk. She is playing the passing lanes, trying to get that steal. You just got to know what's coming, John.
Ball knocked away from Schmidt out of bounds. Maple Grove ball with the last basket. There's the steal.
And that's where you just got to hold it, or as an offensive player, you got to come to the ball, especially when KIARA Russell's on defense.
Steal here for Osseo by Untitled. Port gives it to Jones and into the front court. Reed, open free look, trying to knock down another one. Good look at it, didn't go down this time. Binstock has it for the Crimson. Boy, how big would that have been? Brought them within 7, but instead it stays at 10.
Maple Grove going to be content to just hold that ball out, force Osseo to come defend them. Otherwise, they'll be able to take time off the clock.
Schmidt had it knocked away from behind. Another steal. It's Russell again. Russell to the basket for 2 more.
And again, you see her finishing with that right hand. She's so good with both hands at the basket. And again, just not having that presence, knowing in a zone that people are behind you, taking care of the basketball.
THARP for Barta.
And you see, too, if you're watching Maple Grove right now, there's no movement. It's very stagnant. And these passes are hanging in there. It's allowing Osseo to know where the balls are going to go.
THARP has her shot blocked. Reed, front court. Russell will take it strong and almost stripped away by Barta. And she did. She got a hand on him and went back off of Russell. So good defense by Barta that time. Stripping the ball away, didn't pick up the foul, gets the turnover for her team.
Well, you touched on it, John. A gutsy play by Barta. She's got 2. So that would have been her 3rd foul as well. Able to get the ball. And then on top of that, the ball goes off of Russell out of bounds. I think Maple Grove needs to start attacking out of this zone, against this zone defense, instead of being stagnant. And there's another turnover. Now they've lost that confidence that they had in the first half. They look like every pass, they're worried about it being a turnover. And when you play like that, guess what happens? You get turnover.
.24. Just over 12 minutes to play, second half. Also baseline pull up, short, rebounded by MOLINE. Barta looks up court, now we'll slow it up. Binstock, THARP cutting to the basket, missed the shot, and Reed rebounds. Coach Cook thought there should have been a foul, and based on how we saw the game called in the first half, he thought that maybe there would be a foul, but it wasn't. But now over the back comes in Tutway, and over the back of Limita, and that one is called.
Well, great box out by Limita there. He's given up an inch or 2 height-wise, but just done a nice job of keeping her defender away from the basket, causing over the back. But, you know, even though Maple Grove didn't get a basket there, you see how they got actually going to the basket? I think that's what they got to do. If they're content to holding this ball out, you know, 25, 30 feet away from the basket, where Osseo can just play kind of a zone and go read the ball, go for turnovers, you know, that's not the kind of offense you want to be in. You want to attack this zone defense.
MOLINE to Barta. MOLINE on the left side. In some trouble on the sideline. Timeout by Coach Cook.
Great timeout. Sensing that the trap was coming and a probable turnover out of it as well. Saving the possession, knowing we're at 8 points. We can get this ball back into double figures. Or if we get a turnover, we give up the 3. Now it's down to 5. So kind of a really big tipping point in the way that this game can go. Nice timeout. You know, it's almost like, John, if you watch football at the end of halves, or the end of a game when a team's way ahead, they go into a prevent, right? The other team just walks right up and down the field. When you have the lead, even though Osseo's playing this zone, if you're content to just stay 30 feet out and you're not moving, and that defense knows where that ball's going to go, they start getting a little bit more aggressive. They creep up, and that's where you're seeing these turnovers. I think Maple Grove needs to attack that zone defense, put pressure on Osseo to defend all 5 of their players. They had great balance in the first half, and I think they need to get back to that.
Driving is Schmidt. Jump ball. Possession arrow. Osseo's favor. They'll get the ball back.
Well, I like Allie Schmidt being aggressive, getting to the basket. She drove, and that time Limita was open at the perimeter for a jump shot. That's where you got to drive and kick.
Mola with the basketball for the Orioles. Reed trying to lob it inside. Came through off of the deflection to Untitled, who goes to the basket, and she'll get fouled. Will go to the line.
Yeah, this could be the third on Barta as well. Good call.
Yep.
Good aggressive move, too, offensively.
Untitled looking for her first point. We'll get one more chance in the second free throw.
Probably a good foul, too, on Barta's head. Putting a, not a great free throw shooter at the free throw line.
THARP had a brief rest and comes back in for the Crimson. Second free throw is good for Untitled. Will put pressure off the made free throw. Crimson break it. Part of the front court. The THARP. And now MOLINE. Knocked away. It's a steal for Russell. Russell the basket, 2 more.
There's those quick hands again. You have to protect the basketball when KIARA Russell is within 10 feet of you, knowing that she's going to go for that steal, and then again finishing with that offhand with on the other side of the backboard. Beautiful, beautiful defense, and then turning it in to 2 points.
Osseo as close as they have been since it was 10-5. MOLINE off the glass. MOLINE.
I was just about to say that is not a good shot. You wanted it, and then all of a sudden it goes in. And again, the aggressive going to the basket. Maple Grove needs to keep that aggression, attacking the basket.
And Tunway took the pass and get a late whistle and a foul called on MOLINE. Boy, I thought that came a good second or so after the shot was released, didn't it?
And here's that KIARA Russell. Look at those quick hands. She takes the ball right away from MOLINE. And then watch this finish, too. That's your opposite hand. You just don't see that a lot in high school basketball. There's a beautiful George Gervin-esque figure roll for Autumn Linar. Is able to answer that.
Tunway makes the first free throw. Got them both.
Oh, and that's big. It stops the clock. It allows their defense, their full court defense, to pick up.
14 foul on Maple Grove here in the second half. Just 2 on Osseo. Schmidt out high, 1 dribble, and then the big stop. THARP comes around. We got a lot of hand play inside. This one's going to be whistled on Port. Third foul on Nina Port. She and Untitled with 3 each. For Osseo, THARP, and Barta, 3 fouls apiece for Maple Grove.
I think the players have done a nice job adjusting here in the second half. 17 fouls total on both teams, but really playing hard without fouling.
THARP for 3. This one comes out. Ball and through the hands of Cronin. Taken ahead. Here's Russell. Takes it to the basket, up and in.
You see how she switched the ball from her left to her right hand, used her body to hold off the defender, and still had the body control to lay that up off the backboard. She is as good as it comes in transition, able to finish with both hands.
Schmidt trying to answer with a 3 for Maple Grove. Can't do it. MOLINE wide open, but then missed the bunny going up, and then a foul on Untitled.
Wow. Wow. That's big. Watch her switch the ball right over to her right hand, and see how she uses her left hand and her body to shield the defender away from her, creating space to get that ball up. Just a big-time finish. That was a big foul, John, because I don't know if you saw that, but KIARA Russell had the ball in transition, going the other way with numbers. So what could have been another possession, maybe getting it down to 1 point. Instead, it's a foul. Maple Grove keeps possession.
Tutway's 4th, Reed back in. Turnaround, THARP hits a big basket.
What a great inbound play. THARP passed that in, got a down screen, curled right at the free throw line, and got a beautiful look. That's a big-time play to put the lead back to 5.
HOMOLA is open, not looking to shoot though, and gives it up to Jones.
That's who I want the ball in her hands right now. KIARA Russell, the way she's finishing, the energy she's playing with. I try to get her the ball in any position I can, whether it's posting up, whether it's on the perimeter, getting her going to the basket.
Osseo looking for a good shot here. HOMOLA had it stripped away. Steal from Maple Grove. Binstock got a hand on it. Ended up in the hands of MOLINE of Maple Grove. Now Barta to the front court. Binstock open. THARP's open as well. Back iron not good. Rebound to Reed. Ahead, 2-on-1. Ahead it goes. Jones too strong and rebounded by Barta. She'll pass it ahead. 2-on-1. Schmidt up. Not good. Russell getting back defensively, Ryan, to alter that shot just enough. Prevented the layup. Maple Grove will keep it. But KIARA Russell getting back in defense and making sure that wasn't a layup for Schmidt.
Well, you get that hand up, and as a person on offense, you feel that pressure. You put a little bit more on the shot. Ball goes off. Maple Grove is still able to keep possession of the ball.
Three-pointer for Barta. Not good. An open look and rebounded by Reed. Here's Russell on the wing. Pull up from 15. Not good. Rebounded. And Cronin ties up with Barta.
Great hustle by both teams. I like the toughness by Liz Cronin. I always did that too. If I jumped with someone, I wanted to rip that ball away. Let them know, hey, I'm tougher than you are right now. And even though it doesn't mean anything, and sometimes it can send a little bit of a message. And Maple Grove gets possession of it, so they're hanging on. Just when you think Osseo might come back, might be able to get it down to one possession, Maple Grove able to get those stops. They did a nice job forcing KIARA Russell to shoot that mid-range rather than get to the basket.
Jordan Qualley in. They'll give Barta over the rest. Still 36-31. Qualley comes in, shoots back iron, not good. Russell, head to HOMOLA. Blocked by THARP. Binstock in some trouble in the backcourt. Gets it away to THARP. Up the sideline and into the front court. Schmidt, pull up from 12, in and out. Rebounded by Reed. Rips it out of there and then push it up for the Orioles. Russell tried to drive it by THARP, trying to draw the contact, and instead draws the foul, and Maddie THARP, that's her fourth.
What a huge play. Yeah, I think that's the right call. I think it almost looked like Maddie THARP might have slipped, you know, causing her body to go into KIARA Russell. And she'd just been able to keep sliding her feet. Had a pretty good defensive position, able to use the forcer to the baseline. But that's what scorers do. They know, they just have a feel for how to get fouled, how to not only get fouled, a lot of players would have kept dribbling. She had the wherewithal to then go up and shoot a jump shot, able to get 2 free throws out of it.
Timeout on the court. Look at Osseo with 16 points in that first half, Ryan, but already 15 here in the second half with a lot of basketball yet to play.
Well, Jen Moen talked about pace, right? We got to get that pace up. They've gotten it up and down here a little bit more, but it doesn't have to be transition baskets. I think what it means is just playing a little bit faster. They were really slow and deliberate in that first half. And I think it begins and ends with KIARA Russell. We've seen how effective she's been able to get to the basket tonight, especially in the second half, finishing with that right hand in transition. She's got 15 points. And this is right where Osseo, I think, wanted to be at coming out of halftime. Down 9, they got it down to 5 here at the free throw line with a chance to get it down to 3.
Russell's free throw up and in.
And now in these kind of games, you find out what you're made of, right? The game's going to get tighter. Everyone's playing. Every possession matters. You got a huge crowd here. Who's going to make plays when it matters the most? Who's going to be able to take care of the basketball? Who's going to be able to make that last play? Who has the poise? Who has the wherewithal to be a winner here tonight?
MOLINE back to Binstock. Now to Schmidt. She'll take it at Cronin and score.
That is there all day long against this zone. They ball fake to the top, and the middle's wide open. Ellie Schmidt, you see how she caught it, John? Didn't hesitate at all. Went right to the basket. That was a big shot to put this lead back to 6.
Pass inside to Cronin. Gets tied up briefly. Able to release the ball back out to Reed. Reed has a little opening and slices her way to the basket.
Just her aggressiveness here in the second half. She's got 6 in the second half. That time stepped through a defender all the way from the three-point line, able to get for a finger roll. Beautiful.
THARP on the bench for Maple Grove with 4 fouls, and Tutway has 4 for Osseo. Barta To Moline, Schmidt underneath, up and in.
That's just great basketball, great zone offense. Get the ball to the short corner. Allie Schmidt dives right to the basket. Great hands, able to hold on to that ball. And she's a double figure. She's got 10 points. She's got a big game here tonight as far as scoring goes. Maybe none bigger than those last 2 baskets just to kind of maintain that 6-point lead.
Port has an open 3 for HOMOLA and rattles it in.
Well, that's why we chose her as a person to watch, right, John, before the game. She can take some questionable shots, but there she takes a big one and buries it.
First basket for her in the second half. She's got 9 points in the game. Ball kicked here by Port. Still Crimson basketball, and Tutway in. And Cronin out for Osseo.
Look at how far she is behind. That's an NBA 3-point line. And just buries it. And you see the Osseo fans going nuts. She has that knack. She'll take big shots. She's not afraid to take a big shot in a big moment in a game. And she buries it.
Osseo is back to within 3. Moline open. Missed a shot. Ripped out of there by Reed and tied up by Schmidt. So even though they don't get possession back, a good tie-up by Schmidt, because the next possession will be theirs if they get another held ball.
It was almost like she thought at first she was fouling, and then she said they're not calling it. She put her hands back in the jar and able to get a tie-up. No, you're right. That could be huge later in down the stretch of this game, having that possession.
Maple Grove at a 17-point lead. Now it's down to 3. Osseo looking to tie them in the conference. Park Center would love an Osseo win. They could be in first place with a win tonight alone. Steal here is Maple Grove able to turn Osseo over. So big turnover, and through the hands of Moline came to Schmidt for 2 more. And Allie Schmidt with some big baskets here in the last several minutes.
She scored the last 6 for Maple Grove, and that one, I don't know if that was deflected or if that was a pass. I couldn't really tell, but being in the right place at the right time. The other thing I love, she's not thinking about it. She's not hesitating. She's catching it, going right up with it. 3 big buckets here in the last couple possessions.
HOMOLA, another deep 3. This one long. Port rebounds, though. Up in traffic, missed the shot, and then we'll get a foul called on Maple Grove.
Well, and here's a nice drive. You can see great job driving the basketball by Moline. Takes a little bit of pressure. The defense collapses. Allie Schmidt in the right place at the right time. Goes right up and finishes.
Nina Port in and out in her first free throw at the try tonight. THARP is back in now with just under 4 minutes to go with the 4 fouls. Moline out.
I love that. I love you get your best player on the floor. You see a lot of coaches save their player to the last minute or two. She is such a big part of what Maple Grove is doing.
Saved by Reed, but couldn't quite get it inbounds to a teammate. And so Osseo unable to cash in on that possession. No points there. And the inbound from Maple Grove from the sideline. Barta will bring it up against HOMOLA. Almost lost it on the dribble there. And now into the front court. Off to THARP.
You know, for the most part, when Kenzie Barta has the ball, she's done a nice job of taking care of it. She's handled the pressure very nicely.
Barta's shot gets blocked by Tutway. Jones ahead to HOMOLA. He's got Russell in the play too. Didn't see her. Backs out. She'll try another 3. Comes up short this time. Linar rebounds. Got tied up. Lost the ball. Ball stripped away. And then Tutway, Reed fouled, and will go to the line for 2.
Well, I thought that was going to be a jump ball. Didn't go laying on the floor. I think right as they were about to call it, the ball wiggled free. Went right over to Azaria Reed. And she goes right up with it and gets fouled.
Fouls on the line now, her 3rd. Azaria Reed today, 6 points, all here in the second half. And now 2 out of 3 from the free throw line for her 7th point. 4-point game. Second one good. So she gets both free throws. Big possession there for Osseo. Through the hands of Schmidt, but able to gather it in for THARP. Still in the back court here. Working against Reed.
Got to get that ball across half court.
And does just make it. For Barta, back for Tharp. Open underneath his bin stock. Came through her hands to MOLINE. And she's fouled. We'll go to the line for 2. Hey, fortuitous there for Maple Grove. Looked like they were going to turn the ball over. Instead, they get free throws.
That had to be about 9.5 seconds in the backcourt. And you see that ball just tipped a little bit. But again, Maple Grove being in the right place at the right time. We saw Allie Schmidt a few plays ago be there. And that time, Autumn MOLINE are in the right place at the right time. And she knocks the first free throw down. That's the key here. You want to keep it, if you're Maple Grove, at least a 2-possession game. It puts a little bit more pressure on Osseo on the offensive end.
1 out of 2, but they get the offensive rebound. Tharp into the lane, gets the offensive board for the Crimson. And a pushing foul on Reed.
And that's only the 6th foul, so they're not quite in the bonus yet.
Reed had 2 fouls early, but that's her first since then. Under 3 minutes to go, Crimson with a 4-point lead and the basketball. Schmidt through the hands of MOLINE are turned over by Maple Grove.
You know, you can appreciate Allie Schmidt trying to make that play, but at that time, it's just a dangerous pass. If you don't have anything, you don't have a shot, dribble out of it, get it off to your guards, take some more time off the clock. Instead of, you can't come out right now. When you have a 4-point lead and the ball, time's starting to come down. You can't leave a possession empty-handed.
Here's Reed driving to the basket. Missed the shot, rebounded by Tharp. Oh, swings her elbows around. That time will get called for a foul.
Wow.
First time she hit her own teammate. Second time swings it again and picks up her 5th foul.
Well, let's see here. You're allowed to clear yourself. Yeah. I think that's probably the right call, but that's such a tough call to officiate. I don't think there was any ill attempt to hurt someone, but you are allowed to clear your own space out. But you know, either way, what's bigger than just the loss of possession? That was her 5th foul. She's out of the basketball game.
Russell inside, tough shot, and it drops.
How about that? In the air, she switches to her right hand to shoot over Kenzie Barta. And Kenzie Barta's 5'9".
Foul on HOMOLA out on the perimeter, guarding Barta. She got called for a similar foul in the first half.
Well, and here's what's not good about it, because now they're in the bonus and you're putting an excellent free throw shooter, Kenzie Barta, on the line. I think if you're Osseo, you want to play without fouling, force Maple Grove to try to score on you, especially with MADDIE THARP fouled out of the basketball game. Their offense has not been quite the same when she's out of the game. Now you put a great free throw shooter on the line.
Barta trying to make it a 2-possession game again. Right. No nerves there.
I was just going to say, she stepped up, didn't think about it at all, just buried him.
45-41 with 2 minutes to go in the second half. Ball loose on the floor, out of bounds to Maple Grove. And Russell slow to get up. It looks like he hit the back of her head. Osseo fans thought there was enough contact there for a foul. Let's take a look at the play again. The pass from Jones. Barta had her hands up. Russell, I don't know, just slipped or just got her feet tangled perhaps with Barta. No foul called. It's a turnover, and it's off of Russell out of bounds. Maple Grove basketball timeout for Osseo.
I think it was one of those that looked worse than maybe it actually was. I couldn't tell if she, I mean, she's holding her neck or her head, so she definitely had some contact on there. You know, well, let's see if there was a foul on this or if this was just a matter of slipping.
Well, their arms get tangled up, and you could argue that Barta getting her hand in there kind of twisted Russell around a little bit. I don't know that I would have called a foul on that.
The way the game has been called, I'm surprised it wasn't. But I think that was the right call. The fortunate thing when watching that replay, I don't think she hit her head. It almost looked like the back of her neck, you know, upper part of her back. So that, obviously with head injuries, especially with the concussion to HOMOLA the last couple of weeks, Osseo being very cautious with that. But either way, it's a turnover, and now you give Maple Grove the ball. We have 1:56 left. You're down 4. If you're Osseo, you can expect a lot of pressure here. Maple Grove has to be able to handle it. This is where if I'm Coach Cook, I'm talking to my girls, ball fake, right? Ball fake, Don't anticipate your throw. Ball fake, back doors. Be strong with the ball. If they take care of the basketball, John, they win this basketball game. Up 4 with possession of the ball, under 2 minutes left.
Ryan, I don't know if any of these fans that are here for the girls' game are leaving, but if not, they're not going to get any more fans here for the boys. We are packed here around. You look around this gym. Oh, out of the timeout here, 1:50 to go. Crimson with a 4-point lead into the front court. MOLINE dribbles and then back to Schmidt. Again, Maple Grove in the bonus here. Certainly don't need a shot unless they can get a layup. Through the hands of MOLINE, almost turned it over. Gives it to Schmidt. She'll take it at the basket, missed the shot, and the rebound comes to Jones. Double team in the backcourt, able to get it away to Reed. HOMOLA thought about the 3 and then back out to Jones. 1:20 to go. Now to Russell.
Yeah, this is where KIARA Russell needs to attack, whether she gets a shot for herself or maybe an open look for a teammate. Oh, they're lucky. That ball there was no room to go down. They're trying to get KIARA Russell in the post. I think she needs to get the ball on the perimeter where she can attack. Either go right at the rim or draw a defender, kick for an open 3.
Down it goes to Russell, to Jones, to Reed. And Tunway will get another chance for Osseo and scores.
She's been huge in this game, just from a rebounding standpoint. Had a number of steals, too. That time she able to convert. And we got a 1-possession game. Maple Grove with the ball.
And MOLINE is fouled in the wing by Jones. Hey, look at that last basket by Tunway.
I mean, that's how you play. She goes way up for that offensive rebound. No hesitation whatsoever. Gets the 2-point. And this game very well could come down to who makes free throws. And so far, so good for LAURYN MOLINE as she hits a big one to keep that lead at 3.
Her only points tonight have been from the free throw line. She's 3 for 3. Second one, he's good.
How about that? A sophomore, not starting, comes into the game, gives some huge free throws. And I always felt, too, when I'm up by 4, that's so different than being up by 2 or 3.
Jones open with 3, short, ball, the rebound, it's Reed up and in. 2-point game again. Maple Grove looking to get it in, 25 seconds to play.
You got to get the ball over half court. You bet Coach Cook has an internal clock going there. He gets his timeout. Yep, smart timeout.
47-45 with 19 seconds left to play.
Well, how about Osseo? The last 2 plays, getting big offensive rebounds, getting the finish. We got 2 points. So here's what you're thinking right now. Coach Cook is going to try to get the ball, I would guess, in the hands of Kenzie Barda, who's a great free throw shooter. Also with LAURYN MOLINE, who's knocked down a bunch of free throws tonight. One of those 2 to expect the ball, knowing that a double team or knowing that pressure defense is coming. He's telling his girls, be strong with that ball. Do not telegraph your passes. We cannot have a turnover here. And on Osseo's side right now, you're talking about, hey, go for a steal. We don't need to foul right away. Probably give it 5-6 seconds. Try to get a trap. If you don't get the steal, then you get the foul. Yeah, the score the first time was 49-47. Here we have 47-45.
We could still have overtime. That's what we had last time, right?
I think you just pencil in Osseo Maple Grove, both girls and boys, to be nail-biters right down to the buzzer. I expect the same thing from the boys' side of things immediately following this game. You know, we're up here, we're up at the top balcony, John, where we're broadcasting. And I look around and we got about 30 people around our booth. I thought they were just watching us broadcast. They're watching our monitor because it's hard to get down and see actual action on the court.
And a tie up, and get a foul actually. No tie up, but foul is MOLINE was fouled by Reed or Jones. Looks like it'll be on Jones.
And here's what's big. That's only the 9th team foul, so it's still a 1-and-1. If you're out of the line, you got to make this first one. At least put it at 3 points. That's a totally different ballgame than being up by 2. This first one's a big one.
Back iron and then around all sides of the rim and in. How about that? I thought that was going to be long.
That's that old game around the world. That touched every inch of that rim. And this is another big one to make it 2 possessions.
Second one, not good. Rebounded by Russell. 1 possession game. 15 seconds to go. Russell off for Jones. HOMOLA thinking about the three, down to 5 seconds. Back off, and Tutway, baseline shot up and in, but that's going to be the end of the game. Time is out. Well, officials will confer, but I don't think so. No, we're going to have perhaps a fraction of a second left, and Tutway making it, but it can't be, for sure not more than a second. I would guess less than that. So Osseo kind of lost track of the clock there. They needed a three with that little time left remaining, and Tutway hits the two.
There's got to be less than a second, right around a second. But, you know, it's a great play, good drive, but why would you shoot a mid-range jumper when you're down by 3? I mean, it's a great offense, but you need a 3 to tie. And you can see Coach Cook saying, yes, give him that shot. We'll give him that shot. And they're going to put .5 on, so really all you have to do is just get the ball in bounds.
0.5 seconds to go. Really, all you need is an inbound. I mean, it'll foul immediately. And I don't even know if the...
Yeah, this is where, you know, what I always do is you break open. If you got someone wide open, you give it to them. Otherwise, throw the ball down court. Make sure someone touches it.
You got to make sure someone touches it.
Make sure there's contact, but then, you know, then there's not enough time. You're going to have to throw up if you catch it perfectly. And Osseo, if they were to intercept it, have to throw a full quarter end. But half second left. Not a lot of time. I just poor time management right there by Osseo. You know, just time situation, knowing you're down 3. That's where I would like to see KIARA Russell go demand that ball, John. And she's the only one that probably can create that step back 3 on her own. And instead they get a good shot, but it's only a 2, and it puts them in a really tough situation.
Finstock to inbound. Now, of course, you got to get the ball in, too. You can't have a 5-second call on the inbound. Now, Osseo is going to use the timeout.
Well, that's Osseo's last penalty. Maple Grove still has 1. So that's where that Coach Cook, and that's whoever's passing the ball inbounds, has to have that internal clock 3, 4, and you got a safety timeout if you need it. But all you need to do if you're Maple Grove, get it in, have someone touch it. 5.5 seconds goes off just like that. You get out of here with a huge win.
Coach Cook just, what do you draw from half a second ago? All you got to do is successfully inbound it, and you got to kind of try to anticipate what Osseo's defense is going to be too.
Yeah, what we always did in a game like this, if we had the lead, we'd set up a couple of screens, so we try to get an initial opening, and if it's there, you get it in, game over. If it's not there, second thing is you throw it down the court, making sure you don't overthrow. And even if the ball's tipped or intercepted, there's not enough time then to get a good look at the basket. And you get out of here with a 1-point win. (49-7) the first time around.
49-47, yeah.
7 this time around, and you just couldn't ask for more even teams.
Finstock to inbound, gets it in, and there's the ball game. And Maple Grove wins it 48-47. And they get the win. They split the season series with Osseo. Ryan's going to go down and try to grab a couple of Crimson players quick before we wrap this one up. Maple Grove improves to 14-3 in conference games, 16-8 overall. Osseo dropping to 17-7, now 12-5 in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Their 3rd consecutive loss. They have lost to Anoka, Andover, and now to Maple Grove. Good comeback by Osseo. Boy, they trailed, as you saw if you were watching from the beginning, from virtually the whole game. They were ahead 5-0, and then that 16-0 run for Maple Grove. They had a 9-point lead at halftime. But boy, the Crimson really had to hang on here at the end. They get some clutch free throws in the last few minutes. Lauren Moline hitting a couple. Kenzie Barta hit a few with a few minutes to go. Autumn Linar 1 out of 2, and they get enough to get it done tonight and get a huge win against their rivals from Osseo. It's a nice win for them. Again, the boys game still to follow here on Channel 12. Ryan Iverson's making his way down to the floor, trying to get a couple of players here before we wrap this one up. The boys game, 25-0 Osseo against 22-3 Maple Grove to follow. We'll be a little bit after 7:30 with this girls game running late. All right, let's go down to Ryan. He's standing by with Allie Schmidt and Kenzie Barta.
Hi guys, I'm here with two very happy players who pulled out a big victory over your rival Osseo. Kenzie, we'll start with you. What did that feel like? 2 games, you beat them 49, or they beat you 49-47. You beat them 48-47. What was it like playing in this game?
It's always an awesome feeling. I mean, we come into this game and it's always like a toss-up, who's gonna win, and it's a battle till the end every time. So it's always great when we can get a win against the Orioles.
What's the difference? You know, they play such good pressure. They try to pick the pace up. I thought you did a great job handling the pressure tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, we practice a lot. I practice 5 against 6, so that helps us a lot. And I don't know, I have great teammates that help me out. So.
Defending KIARA Russell, what's that like?
It's fun. She's one of my favorite people to defend. It's kind of a battle all night, and I love it. She's a great player.
And lastly, with this kind of atmosphere, obviously a girl-boy doubleheader, you got a great crowd. What's it feel like to get a win here in front of your home crowd?
Awesome, and it's great. It's our last time playing Osseo, potentially as seniors, so it's awesome.
And what's your prediction for the boys game here following afterwards?
Feeling a win.
All right, congratulations on the win. And I have Allie Schmidt. Allie, you were huge. When you guys were struggling offensively, you had 3 buckets in a row to kind of keep that lead to, 4 to 6 points. How big were those 3 baskets in a row?
I mean, they were really good. I mean, we were having a rough stretch there, but, that...
Playing in front of this atmosphere, what did that feel like?
It's definitely an adrenaline rush whenever you score. I mean, the crowd is awesome, and it really helps you play well, and yeah, it's a really great atmosphere.
So you guys are 14-3 in conference. What does it feel like to at least be tied for the conference championship?
Feels amazing. We were co-champions last year, so it's great that we could earn that title again this year. I'm really happy with it.
All right, my last question for both of you. You guys both had great games. If you played one-on-one, who would win? It doesn't matter because it's 5-on-5. Congratulations, girls, on the win. Back up to you, John.
All right, thanks, Ryan. You flustered them with that last one. They had no answer for that. Thank you for your work, and thanks to all of our crew. Great one here tonight, and the boys' game should be just as good to follow. Osseo and Maple Grove. The Crimson Girls win it over the Orioles 48-47. Jay Wilcox and Ryan Iverson will be along for the boys' game in a short time. Stay tuned here tonight on Friday night on 12 Sports. Now,